Fate is funny that way, but it won't always make you laugh. There it is, the tree of life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. There's not much left of what we used to call our world. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. It's quieter here, away from the sky. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. What do you think his are? He's the one that's called Out of Date, remember? Out of Date says there's a time for everything, and now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, they will... He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as Ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground. The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped. Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the World Eater, but needs help to get it prepared.
Koibe o Korfabe.
Out of date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Ikobe. Ifari kobo far.
He wonders what's on your mind.
Kotuvun ko kumvun kunu.
He says you really need to go see Noko as soon as possible.
Befarbi hita un tukub kirko.
He wonders what's on your mind.
Kotobwa.
Says you'll see each other later. Good thing you're not scared of tight places. At least being underground keeps you out of the weather. Just what you were looking for. A smart foe would leave now. You can make so many amazing things out of wood scrap. Glad to see you stopped keeping to yourself and are actually helping these days. Wishes you good. Wonders at how you think you might actually do some understand. It's eye-watering. Hey, there's some rubber scrap over there, just right for the taking. Carving it up. Ah, that's better. This whole region could use a good wash. This must be Bionucleus 7H. Better be careful. The contamination here can mess with your molecular structure. Someone could probably make good use of that plastic scrap over there. Oh, that's rare. Such a treasure. Just steel yourself and walk. Look at that plastic scrap, just waiting for someone to do something with it. Life is a difficult game, no matter how you play it. Might kill your appetite. So glad you're only here to visit. The sky is as bright as it's going to be. Been taking your vitamins? Someone will pay dearly for that. Loot. Wonders if anyone will still make music right up till the Tree of Life keels over. There's a twing twang to be found not too far away. Was Punky Funk's once. A decent twing twang could be the start of a lot of fun. Says it's a music maker with 6 steel strings. Believes the twing twang isn't too far off. Just got to find it. Be careful with the twing twang when you find it. A good one's a real treasure. Then you can start up a tune fest. Says they'd be happy to listen along with you. Begs you to help him out. He's covered in sludge. He can't get it off and it's making him squick-sick. Can you find a way to get him clean before he dies?
You do tat no bokita.
Figures it can't be long. Feels like he's dying already.
You daldalit.
Says he figured out what he needs to get clean.
Oridi.
See that giant toofer brush up on that tall sign?
You daldalit.
That would be the perfect scrub brusher.
You no botut zaka.
Thanks you, and begs you to hurry.
Love to see you shine on.
No one likes Perky. Perky's so uncool.
The night may be cool, but you sure ain't.
I am too cool.
If you have to tell people you're cool, you're not.
Even up in the mountains, you can't touch the sky. Filthy. At least you're not coming out of this empty-handed. This region is known as the Knoopstonies. You can't find a harder place in the world. Big time. Sharp steel. There's the big gum brush we need to get that greased-up critter clean. Shake it loose. The yerp fields, where
That's all, Monaha.
says your all was a fun chatterbox.
That's all, Monaha.
The tree looks pristine, but we must treat it better to keep it that way.
Raki Dilan.
Says the Jagni tribe is known for its lack of discipline.
Plachivun Pripri.
Says you should take care.
Libuma Limana.
Says your all was a fun chatterbox.
Raki Dilan.
Says you should enjoy the day.
Libuma Limana.
Can't believe you didn't know Gizmo till recently, after all he's done for you.
Tatuta.
Says you should take it easy.
Tuta story.
Says your all was a fun.
Litso sao. Ka.
Will be around when you return.
Yo daldalit.
What a scrub-a-dub. So clean.
Dawi.
Welcomes you back. No need to brush this time.
Oirakta. No sakaha.
Says there's treasure in the wildlands, going begging for anyone who has the guts.
Mashallah. Mol.
Don't avoid the hoof puff. It'll take out the tree of life for sure.
Voichevun plastivo.
Understands completely.
Yafatola Mayu.
Welcomes you back. No need to brush this time.
You don't have no bokita. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? You could put that to good use.
It's a pling-plong booth from the bygone. Back when you needed to cable words via buzzwire instead of airwave. Looks like the control box handles need to be wheeled to buzz the wire. Wired up and ready to go. The best stories are about heroes. This is such a story. Want to get you got to time it right to make them work. Left, right, left, right. Broke a sweat for nothing. This story is as powerful. Get the rhythm going well. One arm, then the other. Pumping good. Looking better.
That's a keeper. A moon could make this a hunter's night. Locked solid. Locked, but good. That's shut and good. There's no time to look back. Too busy moving on. Ah, some wood scrap. Always happy to find that.
bad place to be dizzy. That's more than stuck. You should flick the switches in order to greenlight the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. That's a motored blind box dispenser. These auto markets were quite popular in the long gone for those who had coin left for fun. More light means fewer places to hide. That'll come in handy. Take your time and enjoy the daylight. Ah, the Gnote pen. Noko never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first.
Puri kumbala muma. Pialtuma.
Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again.
Kanamunta.
She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid.
Aplitonumuta.
Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark. But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going. Seems reluctant to even say its name. It's become personal to her too, since it's taken so many of her innocent Gnotes as prey. Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be. She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least. She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still. Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here. Then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting Lupa Lupin to pay for what he did to her Gnotes, despite the fact it's against her nature.
Getting brighter every time!
Oh, no. Go look at yourself in a mirror.
Can't. Everyone you looked in cracked.
That was only one time.
I have a shop full of shattered mirrors that says you're wrong.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones. The choices can be overwhelming, but you have to choose, or you just stay where you are. And what kind of choice is that? So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the Gnotes die with it. Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out. Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights too. Says that's only for a little while, and when your eyes clear, you see everything even better than before. But let's not speak of that now. She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow. The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you. You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater. She's sad that something as wild as the hoof puff can't be tamed, but has to come to terms with the fact that you need to stop it.
Best part of a mount? No need to refuel. You found the Majut meadow. Watch out for the Majut. Putrefied. Chop it up. You can see a lot farther now than at night. Talks about how it didn't used to be so dark at night. The end of the world means the end of light, too. Without light to guide the way, they keep getting lost out on the goo. Could you restart the Lumen Tower so they can find their way at night again? Claims it's out on the coast, so they can see it from the goo, of course. Says to head toward the goo and look up at the sky. Can't miss it. Once you find the Lumen Tower, climb inside and get the light started back up. Easy, right? Can't wait until they can glide the goo by night again. Says they'd all love you for it. Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned. She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down. The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down. She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway.
At least, that's where she found some last time. It was the mere sound of the hoof puff that started it. She's never seen it so upset. It just ran away before. Look at those notices on the board. Too bad the gnotes couldn't read them. If you wander around here, you might find Noko. She just loves those gnotes. Once the power ran out, it made sense to ride gnotes, and that tradition continued through the years. Nope, you still have to feed them, but food's easier to find than go juice. Watch your step here, and you might find tracks of another traveler. Found it, even under all the muck in the gnote pen. Hard to believe the gnotes didn't trample it. They seem faster than you, and don't forget that when you ride them, they do all the work to keep you moving. You should keep moving. Can't let those gnotes blaze the trails for you. Watch your balance. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. What you see is what you get, once it's out of the blind box, that is. Find us a sunset to ride into.
Chialdo male canodo.
With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned.
Masama.
She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got.
Urasa durut.
The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world Mechamajut.
Brumblere marsamon.
If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the Gnotes. That's not so far away. Seems to her they preferred the Mechamajuts over the living counterparts in the old world. Maybe the Gnotes were near extinct. Doesn't riding a beast like this feel good? You finally found the village of Bumlidoff. The Smilo Shopperia. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. Reeks! Locked up tight? It's harder for others to see you in the dark. You need to line up the switches so they match. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Boxes like this are few and far between. Now hold on, sit tight. Isn't that the Mechamajut over there? you need to loosen the bolts without rattling the Mechamajut. That's too much distress. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Nocco. Move before it decides to have lunch. Check out that rubber scrap. Yuck! That there's a sludge gush field where the company used to suck sludge from the underground. Now it's all over. Rancid. Personal. Naughty. There are tough times ahead. There's a serenity about this spot.
tiknjompla.
Says you're always so much fun to hoot with.
La zabadiabel plarike prikjoa.